Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the Schmoes know, this is Box Office Breakdown. Information and commentary on weekly movie box office.
Everybody, welcome to the Box Office Breakdown. I am Ken Napzok, and yeah, I know I'm not as smart as Sarah Stratton. I know I'm not as sophisticated as Sarah Stratton, and I know I'm not as beautiful as Sarah Stratton, but I was available. Sarah Stratton is out on assignment, so I am joining the crazy crew here at the Box Office Breakdown, the show where we break down all the box office information from domestic, international, and we play a little fun game with our co-host here today. So I want to introduce and bring in the beaming with pride, this Patriots fan, JTE, Josh Tapia, wearing that t-shirt that I think you found in Steve Grogan's locker in 1989.
Oh, it's a good day. It is a good day.
Absolutely. And to his left is the man, well, now he needs an introduction. Yeah. No longer... Well, the ghost of Finstock is floating around, but he's not here. It is Tom Dagnino, industry veteran and expert.
Correct. That is correct.
That's a good title.
I'm happy that you're here, Ken.
Good to be here.
You know, besides me, I think you're the sharpest tool in Schmoeville.
I'm right here.
In the shed.
That's true.
The sharpest tool in the Schmo shed.
You know, the less you put January 29th seconds, or whatever you put on the lower third that one last week, then maybe you can reclaim your crown. But I'm here with these guys. You know the drill. We go through the top 5 box office of the weekend. We had, of course, the Super Bowl weekend. And I know JT would like to do an hour on why Pete Carroll didn't send Marshawn Lynch up the middle.
I wanted just to have the whole play replayed on this loop, right on this TV back here behind me. That's all I wanted today, but I understand.
I mean, we can take 10 seconds that you are a lifelong Patriots
fan. Listen, born and raised New England.
How's your heart doing?
It was up and down yesterday. I was with the Schmo crew. Ken, you were not there. We were missed. It was tough, man. I gotta tell you, when he made that catch on his freaking back, I saw that Tyree play all over again. I felt like God had something against the Patriots.
Yeah. Well,
it's like he saw Brady.
I've been praying to my God to convince him, but it doesn't work.
To pull off that play is unbelievable. I mean,
you know,
to go to the lowest bottom of the soul to the highest reaches of... I mean, it's why we watch football.
It's kind of like you when you order a great hamburger and then they ask you to pay. Like the wheel of emotions you ride through that is good.
But Finstock steak at Chili's.
Yeah, you know, Finstock, you actually played in Super Bowl 19, right?
Yes, I was there. I caught the Montana Pass. Yeah.
I thought it was John Taylor, but it's actually
I just painted myself black that day.
Tom Dagnino. All right, guys, let's get right into it. You know how the show works. This is our look at top 5 domestic for the weekend, so I'll run it through and I'll let you guys kind of analyze, and if I'm doing something wrong, just go ahead and grab me. Oh, look at that. We're playing it right now for you here in the studio.
We had the play there.
Thank you, Steve.
I mean,
yeah, what a bad call.
All right, so the Super Bowl box office, you imagine there's going to be some things affected by this. Everyone is concentrating. Sunday, not just the game, but Saturday, if you're in Arizona, there's parties to attend. Our very own Roxy Stryer from AfterBuzz and Schmoes was there.
Tinder was going bananas.
Tinder was, I'm sure, going, as was Grindr.
Yes.
And then before that, you're not going to the movies because you're prepping for the party you're either hosting or attending. You're buying a lot of chips and dips, so you're not going to go see movies. I imagine that affected the box office. But here we go, the top 5 domestic for this weekend. Start at number 5, The Boy Next Door from Universal, which is oddly listed as a thriller and suspense and not a Cinemax movie. It made just over $6 million, which is a 59% decrease from last week.
Yeah, so it's a typical Blumhouse movie.
Yeah. Do you have any comments on that now, or do you want me to just
keep going through?
Okay. I'm filling in last second here, so if I'm doing something wrong, just slap at me here. Otherwise, I'm going to start talking about lightsabers with Steven in the booth there. Coming in number 4 is Black or White. Kevin Costner coming back into the top 5 from Relativity Media. This is a $6.2 million take in its opening weekend. Number 3, found footage movie Project Almanac. I cannot believe we're still going with found footage movies, but we're there. Paramount puts this out. It's listed as an adventure. $8.5 million in its opening weekend. Was that good or bad? We'll break that down in a second. Paddington. I'm sure you all took your children to see Paddington on Super Bowl Sunday. Universal's film grossed $8.5 million, just over 8.5. That is down 31% from last week, but still respectable. And then, still in the number one slot, the movie that has become the linchpin of national conversation, no matter what side of the political spectrum you're on. It is American Sniper, starring Bradley Cooper, Chris Kyle's story. Warner Brothers put that out, and it took in $30.6 million, almost 31 million. It's down 53%, but still the king of the box office right now.
That's a crazy number for Super Bowl. It actually shattered the record previously held by
Hannah Montana.
It did, yeah. Miley Cyrus is
which Oscar-winning masterpiece.
I want you to say that right. It is actually Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus, Best of Both Worlds concert.
Yes. Oh, that was a concert movie?
Yeah.
Well, that's a counter-programming, though.
That's true.
I understand like that making money on Super Bowl because all the little girls that don't watch it go with their moms. Mm-hmm. This American Sniper that's your audience.
It is.
USA football.
It is powerful, man. This is a powerful film. And people just absolutely love it. I called the Warner Brothers brass, but I couldn't get them on the phone because they were in a makeshift pool swimming in money. And then like drinking margaritas and looking up Russian prostitute magazines.
Which is the American way. Do you think this movie is still on top because we're a little bit of junk pile season and it's got no real stiff competition? Or do you think that this word of mouth, hey, when my parents are like, should I go see that Sniper picture? Because Bill O'Reilly said I should. Is it going to grow and kind of stick around for a bit here?
We said it last week. It's an event film now. It's what everyone's talking about. And people, like I said, people who don't go to movies, friends of mine, are calling me after they see this movie. And I'm like, you went and saw a movie?
Right.
Because they're hearing everything about it every week, and Bradley Cooper, and even the controversy, it just becomes like the thing to do. It's it's the water cooler moment.
Like I said, it's these rednecks. They're going at it. They haven't seen movies in a year.
Do not endorse anything Dave Nino says.
They're all doped up on
pills. But do you think for the sequel they'll have enough money to make a real baby?
Yeah.
It's possible.
You know what? I don't understand.
Sequel's where he teams up with Rambo, right?
Yes.
Oh my God, I would be there day one.
Oh, immediately.
I will say, like, the baby, apparently the reason why the baby was in there because one baby was sick, another one didn't show up or something.
You can't find another baby in town?
But here's the thing, the baby for that scene is not really necessary. Just put the baby in the crib and don't use the baby. It's not like the baby was a focal point of the conversation.
They should have called me 9 months before I would impregnate Sienna Merrill and we would have had a real baby.
And you would have had one to work with. I think it's not the first movie to use a fake baby in its shot. It's just that it focused on it and it drew a lot of attention.
That's true.
So how many percentage, Tom, how much of the $30 million it made this week were some people just wanting to go see the fake baby?
Probably
Ooh, that's a good one.
$2,500.
You can just jump on YouTube, though. It's all over YouTube, that little baby scene.
My mom and dad do not know how to use YouTube.
Oh, that's a good point.
Otherwise, they'd be watching me now.
This movie's going to make upwards of $350 million domestic.
It's almost 250.
Yeah, it could do another 100.
Yeah,
and they're saying it could take over Hunger Games as the highest grossing film in 2014 because it did come out right at the end of the year.
Yeah, Christmas time. I could see that.
This is an Eastwood film, lest we forget. So he's kind of coming back after some downward
Jersey
turns.
Boys.
I'd retire after this.
You'd walk away?
Yeah, just leave leave as the champ.
You drop the mic, kind of walk out, get in the Grand Torino and drive away.
Find some young chicks.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Let's talk about Paddington.
Yeah.
Tom, I'm going to keep calling you Finstock. Tom, I don't think you're legally allowed to go near the movie theater for this one, but
No.
if you had a family, would this have been a good counter-programming option for you?
Correct. Yes, I would have seen this. If I had a family, yes, I would have. I like Paddington. I think I had it at number 3.
I had number 2 because it was a family film.
Yeah, and at 500, it missed being number 2 by $5,000.
It was close.
Yeah, it's that close.
Real close.
Yeah, so me and JT tied for...
last week.
You would have thought all your illegitimate children would have kind of made up that $5,000 difference.
I wish.
Let's jump down to Black or White. Costner coming back here.
Yeah.
A well-received drama, but is this kind of? I know again, it didn't have a lot of competition this weekend, and the numbers are low, 6.2 million. But what do you think about this?
He just can't open up movies anymore. I mean, the last 3, what was it, Time to Kill or something? Not a Time
Draft
to Kill.
Day.
Yeah,
and 3 Days to Kill.
And 3 Days to Kill. Both just pretty much tanked.
I mean,
it's great. He's a great actor, though. He's not. He can't carry it anymore.
Best Costner film?
Best Costner film of all time?
Field of Dreams.
Untouchables.
Or Bull Durham.
The Split?
Anytime you
I'd go Field of Dreams because I cry.
Yeah. Field of Dreams.
Yes.
I mean, that is the
Costner and baseball they go hand in hand.
What's the other one he did? For Love of the Game.
For Love of the Game.
Yeah.
Kelly Preston.
Yeah.
Semisonic doing the theme song.
Tin Cup.
John C. Reilly is the catcher.
That's true, he was.
Steve, you like Waterworld?
Love Waterworld.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what though? For a big bloated action movie,
It's a fun movie.
it's still fun, right?
Yeah.
It's not The Postman though.
Dennis Hopper is, hamming it up the whole time. I
Yeah.
mean, it's basically Road Warrior in the ocean.
Correct.
Absolutely. The Boy Next Door, 59%
J-Lo.
jump. So J-Lo and the Return of Her Booty could not keep this strong start going.
That was the title of the movie.
That was the
It
title?
would have made at least $10 more million.
Oh,
From
Jennifer
Universal
Lopez,
Pictures.
The Return
Like
of the
I said,
Booty.
The Return of the Booty.
There was no nudity in it, and
There's no nudity? You saw it?
No, I was gonna see it.
And then you
My
heard
friend
there's
seen
no
it.
nudity.
I was like, "How was the sex scene?" He goes, "Disappointing." I'm like, "All right, that's all I need to know."
And that's how movie decisions are made here in America.
That's all I need to know.
I
I'm like,
mean-
no ass, nothing, no side breast. They're like, "Nope." I'm like, I mean, it's
Done.
gross. She needs to
If
wake up.
Mr. Skin had done a preview early, it would have saved a lot of people money, right?
Yeah, somebody I know was like, "Hey, we're gonna see that, right?" And this girl I'm dating, and she was like, "I was like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna see that movie."
Does she know you're dating, or is that something?
Yeah,
you
she
just
knows.
keep to yourself?
She knows now.
If they advertised, remember when the movie came out called Swordfish with Halle Berry?
Oh
Yeah,
They made a
absolutely.
big deal that she was going to be topless in the
did.
movie. She even said it at the movie awards, MTV Movie Awards. She's like, "You want to see these? Coming next week." I was there first weekend, bought a ticket.
Was that on the movie poster? Want to see these?
Yeah.
She was
Buy a ticket.
Yeah, she was sitting in the little.
Yeah, she was sunbathing.
Yeah, she was sunbathing.
But they
Travolta's
basically let people know it was going to happen so it would sell tickets.
Yeah.
I mean, if J-Lo maybe
It's
doesn't like that.
the way
Stephen, how
to
many
do
times
it.
did you see The Boy Next Door this weekend?
Like 27 minus 27.
So you're
Yeah.
a good percent.
0 times.
He was watching himself in the Jack in the Box commercial.
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely. Back up to Project Almanac coming in at 3 and
Yeah, that was the big
8.5 the weekend. Disappointed in terms of numbers, do you think, for Paramount, or what do you think?
I'll say I had it, I think, at number 4 or 5 this
You
week.
did.
I had
You
it
did.
really low because I thought it was only going to make $7 to $8 million.
And you're right.
I just didn't think something like Paddington. I had 1 and 2 right. I just thought maybe Black or White, or I really thought The Boy Next Door might do a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I was really hitting hard on MTV and all the
Oh, they smashed it on
they smashed it.
Snapchat and all these other
But still,
things.
$8 million is not a good.
No, it's got to be my
Yeah.
cinema score from everybody over 18. Under 18 was A minus because those idiots don't know what they're doing, and they get to a couple hot people in there and things like that. They're
I mean,
trying to-
Now,
it's Platinum Dunes again. and
This was
so-
a found footage movie that had a soundtrack, which would make it not a found footage movie.
Yeah, that's what I
to me,
heard.
right?
Cody
Yeah.
Hall, our intern,
Yeah.
tweets something about that, and I'm just,
Did he see it?
yeah, I think he saw it. He works in movie theater,
Well,
guys.
he's
So
16, so he's fast now.
he's the target audience. I mean, listen, I saw the commercials. First of all, this thing was been on the shelf for like a year. I saw
Yeah.
a commercial for this thing like a year ago.
I told you it was in
Well,
it was in the Ninja
Okay,
Turtle
but I
thing.
want to talk about that. That's an interesting point. We're going to talk about top 5 found footage movies of all time here in a bit, but I want to talk about Project Almanac was sitting on the shelf
Yeah.
for a year.
Yes.
Back then, and it's only a year and a half, but that's light speed in movie industry.
Sure.
A year ago, a found footage movie might not have been a bad idea following Chronicle, which is Landis' script
Yep.
and Trank's direction, which got him more stuff, and Landis is doing great as well, Max Landis. So, did that hurt it?
Well, here's the thing. What we did Comic-Con last year, they had screenings of this movie.
Yeah,
they
right.
were giving away tickets, and I think they were just trying to feel the
Are you
audience.
sure about that, or was it just you're delusional laying in the bushes for 4 days waiting to get us into
It's
Hall
quite
H?
possible.
2 squirrels were fighting each other, and I thought I was watching.
Tom and I were busy partying with
Yes, we
gangsters
were.
at 7-Eleven at
Yeah.
3 in the morning in
Thanks,
Comic-Con.
guys.
That's what we did
That's
do.
the
I
worst.
haven't had a loaded Dorito since.
You know what? If you want to see a good found footage film, go to Schmoeville Plus. Me and Copster, we recorded some of our tales. And it's about probably as exciting as this movie.
Yeah, go to movie night. I bet your short film with Cobster and Cody Hall, movie night, could have grossed a little bit more than the Boy Next Door, Project Almanac, and Black or White combined.
Put together.
Before we move on to international, though, I do want to bring up something that I have not had a chance to go see, which is disappointing because how much of a fan I am of the property, both the show and the books. But it is Game of Thrones. Had their IMAX release this week. Started, I believe, Wednesday, Thursday, goes through here. It's limited engagement, not a lot of theaters. IMAX, they showed episodes 9 and 10 from last season, which included the big battle up at the wall, which was so cinematic on TV, so they put it out there. IMAX, it also had a short teaser trailer, which leaked immediately for season 5, which is the season I am most worried about as a book fan who also loves the show and lives for the show. But it pulled in basically $2 million over the course of the time, 1.5 on the weekend.
It's big business.
Any thoughts on that in terms of turning already existing properties into free money. Yeah,
free money.
You mentioned that episode 9 is probably one of the most epic episodes of any of the show. And like when I saw that last year, I'm thinking this thing could be on the big screen. I could totally be. So I think a lot of people who love the show, because that episode was in the lineup, that would have brought me in right away. I honestly didn't know it was this weekend. I was just too preoccupied
for the Patriots. Yeah,
yeah.
You and Tony Easton were drinking your beers at a bar, waiting for the game to start.
So
Tatupu.
I wish I could have saw it. I really wish I could have saw it, and I hope they do some more stuff like that.
You may still have the opportunity, and the show is growing. If you go back to season 2 with the Battle on Blackwater and what they did now, how they've grown in budget and skill, what they could do, it makes sense. And I also think this is testing the waters for when the season ends, going into the theater with an original movie.
And I believe Neil Marshall directed Blackwater and this episode.
Yes, he did.
He's a great cinematic director when it comes to action.
Yeah, they got a lot of people. Charles Dance, Tywin Lannister, has said that he is not done portraying Tywin Lannister. So
that's
this,
great.
To me, could have been the test. All right, so that is the top 5 domestic. Any closing thoughts on that, boys?
I think The Loft turned into a complete disaster.
Absolutely.
No surprise.
It's like, hey, you find a dead chick. One of the guys turns gay. Forrest Whitaker may or may not show up as a detective.
That's just a usual weekend for you.
Yeah, and things like that.
2.7 million, rounding out almost the top 10 there. Taken 3 still way down. Has not crossed 100 million.
I don't think it will.
You don't think it will?
Doesn't matter. Just make it internationally.
And then Mordecai, 1.4. Bravo, everybody. Well done over there, Lionsgate. Well done.
You don't think funny mustaches and accents translate to the box office?
It's not going to do good. It's going to make money less. It's not even going to do $10 million. That's a complete and utter disaster.
I haven't joined your guys' conversation for this, but how much does the January, February, early March junk pile season still mean? Does that still mean something, or are studios trying to move things up all year long, putting out good quality?
It is. It's barking with the big dogs and still pissing with the puppy type theory.
I'm not sure I know what that means.
You try to get in there, but I think the tides are swinging.
Yeah.
When you see like a Sniper and you see like Paddington,
these
good movies, but then there is. It's the dump fest and the junkyard, like Boy Next Door, Project Almanac, stuff that you hear gets pushed back for like months and years and all these other things. So but I think the tides are swinging a little bit. I think you might see some more bigger releases now in January, February, just because of American Sniper.
I look at what Guardians of the Galaxy did late in the summer blockbuster season, and then it dominated. And now you got some movies moving up, April, March, some of the comic book movies.
Sure.
You think that's going to be a trend that grows?
Maybe. I mean, Batman v Superman's made a big step in that. They're releasing it in March,
right?
I don't know why Hollywood has made this the garbage.
Well, that's a great point.
Just put them out. Great movies.
There's award seasons. There's a lot of things going on.
The award. Look, when Monuments Men moved last year from the award season to the junk pile season, we all thought, well, maybe no, and it turned out it wasn't what we hoped it would be. So that still applies. It still goes to garbage or junk pile season. But you're right. You release Batman in February. Are people not going to go see it?
Oh no. And a lot of times they put genre films like Taken and the Boy Next Door, stuff like these small genre films with like 1 star. Just hoping to grab a little bit of money.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a proven format. Do it all the time.
Yeah.
That Boy Next Door can't open in June.
Yeah.
Against Marvel.
No.
Or anything.
Proven formats, much like whatever is in that jar.
Oh yeah. It's the secret.
How many eggs are in that jar there?
5.
5?
Yeah.
Was that a pretty solid
5.
thing?
Yeah,
Same out Rocky.
Apple cider vinegar. It's
same out Rocky swallowed.
Yeah. Well, of course, obviously. Coconut oil, things like that.
All right, let's move on to the top 5 international numbers here. This is the international box office. The things we Americans sometimes forget. You can make money outside of our boundaries of our country.
The way they do it now.
That's right. In its second weekend in China, the final chapter of the Hobbit trilogy, Battle of Too Many Armies, added 20.2 million, which brings its total there to an estimated 92.6 million overseas. Overall, it has now earned 664.2 million overseas, and it's approaching $1 billion, 916 million. All right, let's talk about that first. I can criticize it as one of a diehard Lord of the Rings fan. I did not like this trilogy. They had their moments. I'm not here to crap on it.
I am.
It's obviously a moneymaker.
Yeah, it is. I mean, $916 million. You can't
argue that.
You can't argue
that. And you can't. I mean, little known fact, in China, the movie's called Little Men Run Around with Clothes Made by People from China.
That's a fact. That's an absolute fact.
Yeah, that's the truth.
I think you can verify that on Wikipedia.
I mean, me and Sarah are usually fans of the Hobbit films. I'm stuck between two people who do not like the film.
Yeah, but again, we're not going to do a breakdown of the Hobbit, but the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the first set of movies, I occasionally put in occasionally put it in, but once a year I sit down and watch all like 12 to 16 hours of it in one day. I make a point to do it. The Hobbit, I couldn't get through the first act on most of these films. It's horrible. It was the worst video game adaptation I've ever seen. It had so much CGI, it took me out of the movie. But we're not here about that. Yeah. Again, 916
it's
million.
Undeniable. People are running, Warner Brothers run to the bank with that.
So listen, Lord of the Rings are great movies. I think these are just great entertainment. They're not great films like those movies. But you're getting your money's worth when you go see these movies. You're getting spectacle. You're getting action.
Peter Jackson.
Again,
it's really well done.
All the snarky comments I can make, you're right, because it's going to pull in $1 billion worldwide, which is what you think Star Wars will do domestically.
Yes.
That's correct.
Let's Taken 3, like we talked about here. Liam Neeson, of course, had a great appearance in a Super Bowl commercial. A lot of people talking about that. That and the kid who died. Taken 3 added $21.1 million this weekend, which included a solid $3.5 million start in Mexico. To date, the final installment in the action franchise has earned $162.7 million overseas. Neeson has a particular set of skills to make money overseas.
Yes, and you'll see another one.
You think there's going to be another one?
Yeah, it's going to be, With
what, his daughter?
Really?
Yeah. It's perfect for the number in there. The writing's on the wall.
That's the only reason.
Do you think Neeson will do it? You think he seemed very, very happy that this was the last one to me in some interviews, and then he goes out and attacks
too
many guns in Hollywood.
And then there's also a $20 million check.
That's true.
You can't argue with that.
Yeah, but that commercial, it's like, okay, we get it, Taken. I feel like he's been riding this Taken wave for like years now. He's doing movies that are almost like Taken. Yeah. It's just him as a badass in like a predicament where he has to get his way out of it, where he has to use a set of skills or something.
Yeah.
And I wish
much like Rob Roy.
That's what I was just about to say. Start doing more movies like Rob Roy. Let's start doing some period stuff. You know, Michael Collins. Yeah. I mean, even Phantom Menace. He was a Jedi.
We can't argue that his best work was reenacting the Titanic scene in Love Actually.
Yes.
Oh God. Yeah.
That is correct.
All right, American Sniper. Obviously, it's killing here in America. No pun intended. I apologize. But it added $11.1 million, which brings its international total to $67.3. Clint Eastwood war drama still has France, Brazil, Mexico, Spain, Japan, and Germany on the way in late February. It's still got the world in front of them.
Any money overseas with this movie is just a plus.
It's just a plus because it's killing in America.
I mean, Warner Brothers didn't have this movie over $100 million. They're like, this makes 60 domestic. We'll get to recoup our money, things like that. And this thing is just, like I said, crazy town USA.
They had no idea it was going to make this much money.
Are you hearing any reaction? I mean, the money's speaking for itself, but do you hear any reaction from fans overseas watching this very, very American movie, even though it tries to go down the middle and tell both stories, the effects of war and everything.
Right wing.
Yeah, it is, and I can't. Like I said, I was going to say both sides. It doesn't show both sides, but
no.
I don't think.
Do you think they're studying that over there, going, it's pretty much what we thought about American Blue Jeans?
I don't think there's a lot of controversy in America about it, and the political side comes to it. I think when this plays overseas, they don't factor that into it. They're just going for the film as an action war film and a drama. I don't think they're bringing it like America. We're just tearing it apart left and right because of all the political stuff.
We love to argue. We're a
China doesn't care about
talking heads thing. Yeah,
China doesn't care about what we're fighting over here or what the character is or what was real.
Well, they're doing something. They're up to something.
I think it's doing good because it's Clint Eastwood, it's Bradley Cooper, and action war movies always do well overseas.
Correct.
And listen, it's like he said, it's killing in America. So all this is just extra money in the bank.
No pun intended. Finstock, Tom, my apologies. I'm still getting used to it. Tom, do you know what Tora did in the international box office?
No, I don't.
All right,
Tora is that a fish?
No, it's
a World War II.
Pearl Harbor film.
Oh. Pearl Harbor film. A week ahead of its U.S. debut, the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. Hey, open to an estimated $8 million across 5 markets. Most of that came in Mexico, where they're going to make cheap knockoff toys to sell over on 3rd Street.
What a weird
where the movie took in a very strong $6.7 million, along with the U.S. SpongeBob also receives Brazil and Spain as openings next weekend. This movie will predict later on, but I think it's going to do pretty well.
They got to get the stoners to see it. The stoners come out and see it, then then the kids are going to watch it, and it's going to make a ton of money.
Yeah.
So I got Tora. Box office domestic was $29.5 million.
And is that converted money to now or back then?
That's
adjusted.
That's just Wikipedia. I can't tell you that.
Okay, but hey, that's a good number. And Stephen, quick on the draw. I
Beautiful.
like that in a good way.
Yeah, I have the new thing about my new saying about American snipers. Like it's sniper money. It's sniper money now.
Sniper money.
Sniper money. It's gonna make sniper money.
Where you didn't see that much money coming, and all of a sudden it hits you.
Like Age of Ultron. It's gonna make sniper money.
Oh, okay. I think it's gonna make Marvel money.
Yeah.
That's also a category as well.
Arab money.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. That's a wrap up on the international market. SpongeBob's spreading all over the world. It's still going strong.
So this transitions to one of our favorite games here on Box Office Breakdown.
Get to play games?
It's the foreign movie title game.
Ken, in case you're not aware of how this works,
please explain it.
Go ahead, Finstock.
I say
Tom.
Yes.
Sorry, Tom.
Yeah.
It'll take us a couple weeks.
I know. I get it. I'm not going to argue. Bizarre foreign movie titles for American movies. It's called. I give you 4 choices.
Okay.
We all play. You have to pick out the fake one.
I have to pick out the fake one.
The fake
so
one.
there's 3 real,
3 real, and one fake.
fake one.
Yes, and they all seem like they're fake.
Do we have theme music for this game?
We're
actually working on the theme music.
Oh, really?
We'll have it next week. Yeah.
So now it's just Steven humming into a microphone.
Yes, pretty much.
There we go.
So basically, what's been crazy?
I like that. Yeah.
We're going to use some really good stuff.
Very China-esque.
I have came across some website that has been the best thing I've ever found.
Right.
Okay. It is a Chinese website.
Yeah.
That if you put in the American movie title, thank you. If you put in the American movie title, it comes up in Chinese, and you just blast it into a Chinese translator on Google.
Are you sure this is what the website's for, or is this how you mail order brides?
I might get in trouble for logging onto it, but I do it on my friend's computer anyway, so I don't care.
That's
good.
Do it at the library.
Just use Firefox.
Yes. So we're gonna go. Last week I didn't have any from China. This week they're all 4 from China.
Really? Oh wow.
Hit me.
China's
I'm ready.
strong.
I have a plethora of stuff from China coming.
Okay.
China. Swept Away, the Madonna classic.
Yeah, the Madonna bombed at the box office.
Okay.
Holocaust, Wonderful Friend.
Holocaust, Wonderful Friend. I never saw the movie, so I don't know if Holocaust plays into that. But okay.
China, again.
This is all China.
The Interview.
Oh, the Interview.
Oprah, On a Mission.
Oh, because he's a host, but it's not Oprah. Okay, keep going.
Okay.
China, The Virgin Suicides.
Oh, Sofia Coppola movie.
Excellent movie.
The Adventures of Iron Pussy.
Shut up.
China, again.
Keep going.
How Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Oh, no.
The Angela Bassett classic.
Yep.
When the Cow Hit Grass.
The cow hit grass.
Now, what I want to know is, who is the guy making this up, and what is he smoking in the opium den to come up with these things?
Can you give me the first one away for Swept Away?
Yes, Holocaust, Wonderful Friend.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I have to register. How we play? You register and I register.
Pick whatever you want.
Okay.
I'm still deciding.
Steven, get in on this too.
Yeah, Steven's in on this.
Okay, go for it.
I'll run them down again if you want me to.
One more time, real quick.
One more time, quickly.
Swept Away, Holocaust, Wonderful Friend. The Interview, Oprah on a Mission. The Virgin Suicide, The Adventures of Iron Pussy. And How Stella Got Her Groove Back When the Cow Hit Grass.
Okay.
Man, this is tough. This is one of the toughest ones we've had in a while. I've won the last 2, by the way.
I'm saying Oprah on a Mission is the fake one.
Okay. I am gonna go ahead and say, Iron Pussy cannot be right. I can't.
Yeah, but there's cats in that movie.
Go ahead, Ken.
There's cats.
I gave my answer.
I am gonna go ahead and go. I definitely know the How Stella Got Her Groove Back one is real.
It's got to be.
I believe the Swept Away one, as odd as it sounds, is real.
Okay.
Comes down to that. Kirsten Dunst, Iron Pussy,
Iron
Interview, Oprah
Where
on
does
a
Iron
Mission.
Pussy come from?
I'm going with
cat in the movie.
The Interview is the fake one.
Interesting.
All right. Did anybody get it right first?
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody did.
Who got it right?
The one who got it right is the people tuning in.
Yes. And JT is right. It's the Virgin Suicides.
Yes.
Okay, well.
Three in a row.
There is a movie in China called that, but it's not the Virgin Suicide.
3 in a row.
Wow.
Patriots win the Super Bowl.
Well
JTE wins again.
Wow, it is.
And like I said, I found this website. The material will go on forever on this site. It is absolutely cutting edge stunner.
That's 3 wins, by the way. One more. I'm up there with Tom Brady.
I do want to point out that the Virgin Suicides one is probably a real title in another genre of film.
That's correct.
You can rent it. Just go to the video store and go past the section with the beads hanging on the doorway. You'll find it in there.
That clamp thing.
Yeah.
The beats.
All right. So let's go into. We're moving on to top 5 grossing found footage films, boys.
Yes.
You guys ready? All right. So this is each week we do a theme because American Sniper has been at the top for so long. We can't do more Bradley Cooper stuff, right?
Yeah.
You can't do movies with fake babies in it because there's really you have to research that more. Top 5 grossing found footage movies. Project Almanac comes out maybe a year too late. We'll let the box office decide that in the end. But right now, boys, let's go through it.
Real quick, Paranormal Activity would have been number 2, 3, 4, and like 5 almost because there's
Pretty
been
close.
5 of those bad movies.
Yeah.
So we limited it to the highest grossing one on this list.
Right.
Perfect. Makes sense
Okay.
to me.
All right.
Go for it, boys. You take me through the list.
All right. We'll start at number 5, which is Project X, a found footage movie about kids having a party.
Yep.
I didn't see this movie, guys. Did you guys see this?
No, but I mean, these movies are. I don't watch found footage movies.
But Tom, you've attended parties like this.
Correct.
Have you?
Yeah, Project XYZ.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie, it just looks so not funny to me. That's when I saw the
It was
trailer.
Todd Phillips, though.
It was tough.
It was he produced.
But
though.
here's the one thing I didn't see it, but I like the idea behind it. Is it was a found footage movie that wasn't a thriller, a suspense, a
Yeah.
ghost.
Yes.
Superhero. It was a crazy party.
It does kind of
see
make
it?
sense. Did anybody
that?
see
None of
it?
you saw it?
I didn't see
No.
it.
Did you see it, Steve?
Yeah, Project X is great.
All right.
liked it?
Well,
That's a good movie.
We got
all
a
right.
fan.
We got a fan there.
$7 to that 54 million is Stevens.
Yeah,
Boom.
$7.
No, he went to the $2
This movie
matinee.
came out a couple years ago.
Oh, okay, $17.
Thank you.
No, he went to the $2 matinee by JT's house.
I would even spend that.
Next on the list.
Number 4, the Josh Trank film Chronicle, which
Good
is
movie.
a very good movie. That surprised a lot of people when it came out, and
Yeah.
it was the first time where the found footage movie actually felt like it added to the story to me in some ways.
Gotcha.
Because I love how they used his powers of levitation to like, because you're not half the time you're watching movies, you're like, who's holding the camera?
Yeah.
Put the camera down. Put
the camera down,
This
yeah.
guy could just with his mind have it floating around watching.
It came out this time last year. It made like $22 million or something like that.
No, this was a couple years ago.
A couple years ago.
Was
I
it?
think 2012 now.
But around this time.
Yeah,
And-
I feel like time and space for Tom.
And I think that was
yeah.
the key to its success is, again, here we go, found footage movies,
Yeah.
and it takes in 64 million because it was surprisingly good. Not surprisingly slagging on the people that made it, but surprisingly to the audience.
Sure.
Maybe it had a little bit found footage malaise.
And Dane DeHaan was really good in it. It had
DeHaan.
Michael B. Jordan, and
Yeah.
I'm not actually the one guy who's almost kind of the main
Creed.
guy, besides DeHaan. I can't remember who. He kind of fell off. Hasn't really done much.
That's
since.
what happens sometimes. All right.
But yeah, so good movie. That's probably my favorite on this list. To be
Check out
honest with
Corvette Summer. You'll see why.
Yes.
Number 3, we got Cloverfield.
you. Yeah, with $80 million.
80 million.
You would think it would make more than that.
Not a huge fan of this movie.
I was
personally.
very disappointed by this
Me
movie.
too.
I raced to see it at the theater with
Yeah.
my ex-girlfriend at the time, and my writing partner calls me, Matt Key, host of the Marvel news show here, says, "Oh my God, I'm still scared of it. Oh, that was so great. The monster.
really?
We were
They
so
liked it
excited.
that much?
We were so excited, and we sat down. Movie ended. We were like, "Hey, you want to go get a hamburger?" Yeah, okay.
It's like whatever.
Listen, the trailer for this movie is what got
The
butts in
trailer, but
seats.
that was the thing. The trailer got us there.
got everybody there that weekend. I bet it made Moffat's movie that weekend because the Statue of Liberty head coming through and the found footage.
Excellent.
But again, like I said with Chronicle, half that movie, I'm like, why are you holding the camera?
It's not necessary.
I can suspend disbelief enough to be like, all right, someone's filming this for some reason. I don't know why. That one was. I started to realize I was becoming old because I was now in my 30s at the point, and I was dizzy through the party, through the chase, and all
Same
that
thing
kind of
with me.
stuff.
I don't like that shaking camera stuff. It's not my thing.
And the monster just looked like a Ghostbusters reject alien kind of thing. I was just like, this thing looks not scary. It didn't look scary.
It had some moments. The movie had some moments with what's her name imploding.
Yeah.
That was
that
kind
was
of a fun
cool.
moment, and then the thing at the end. Not
It's
to
J.J.
spoil.
Abrams, right?
Produced it. All right, so that was number 3.
The director
Cloverfield.
went on to do Dawn of the Planet of the Apes,
Yes.
which is a much better movie.
Yes, correct.
So number 2, Paranormal Activity, the original, $107 million. And this movie cost maybe
Like $1 million.
20. No, I think it was like 25 grand originally when they made it.
That's Oren Peli. It made him. He's sitting on
Unbelievable.
a nice wad of cash now.
This is one, and I saw this movie without seeing a trailer, and it was scared the hell out of me.
Right.
I was
scary.
scared to go home, go to bed that night.
scary.
It was really well done, and I love the fact they're using the camera again. They
the
did
right
it
way?
in the right way. They want to videotape what's happening at their house, and
I agree.
it's just those one static shots where the whole night goes by.
Yeah, I can't.
So good.
I can't see that movie. The first one, I can't see all of them. I get scared easily. I'll end up calling Steven crying.
Have you seen the first one?
Alone. I haven't. I get scared too easily. And
skip
the trailers.
The sequels. Skip the
I
sequels.
would, but the trailers look so good.
Yeah,
the trailers look so scary, good that I was like, no way I'm getting even near the theater.
They put people on the edge of their seat, man.
All right, coming in at number one, I got to think it's almost no surprise. A lot of people on the board. Lizzie Kaplan, thank you. Yes, Lizzie Kaplan's Explosion. Thanks, Mark.
I love her.
Number one. Sorry, I distracted myself. Number one.
The granddaddy of all found footage movies, the one that started it all, the Blair Witch Project.
Yep.
This thing was a
I thought you were going to say the Phantom Menace.
And what a piece of junk it was.
You didn't like Blair Witch?
You didn't like Blair Witch? Even at the time?
Nope. I was waiting for the scare and it just never came.
I got to say, I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
It did make me dizzy as well, but I got to say, it built slow for me. I mean, it had kind of that Hitchcockian Jaws. You never see the bad person. I got myself wrapped into it pretty easily.
Sure.
And then the last shot of him up against the wall, I still get scared sometimes if I go into a basement by myself.
I get it.
They did a really good job of selling this movie as being real. I didn't know it was fake until almost the weekend I went and saw it, and I was like, what?
That was the brilliance.
Well, because the internet was...
about
well,
that.
Here's the thing, because the internet was still young at that age. It wasn't like it is now. I was younger than you.
Correct.
And even, I remember, I think Sci-Fi Channel, which Sci-Fi was different back then.
Yes.
They ran an actual special.
Yep.
Where it was like a documentary. I was like, what's happening?
I want to comment on that.
Okay.
I had people I worked with at the time, some older, some younger, who saw that Sci-Fi special, bought it hook, line, and sinker, almost like they bought Garth Brooks being Chris Gaines.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
And they were like, have you seen this? I cannot believe this. And I thought they were pulling my leg.
Yeah.
Yes.
But people back then, you're right, we forget movies. That Blair Witch, no one had really seen that.
Yeah,
so
it was so new.
It was of its time for groundbreaking, whether you like that or not. It started a genre.
It's like The Matrix, that groundbreaking, that motion capture stuff they were doing and all these bullets flying and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like Matrix either, but I respect these kind of movies that start these kind of genres, and you got a lot of copycats after that. So.
Yeah, I mean, for better or worse, like Matrix had so many copycat movies that were horrible.
Exactly.
Same thing with Blair Witch. There's all these.
It's going to happen in the NFL. A certain offense wins the Super Bowl. The next year, people are dating supermodels too to try to win.
Correct.
All right, moving on to the upcoming films and the prediction section here of the show. Let's get right into it. Upcoming films to highlight this weekend: Seventh Son, the SpongeBob movies we talked about, The Voices, and Jupiter Ascending, the Wachowski siblings with that movie. So, boys, take it away.
Let's start with the first one on the list here, Seventh Son.
That's the movie. It's about Sean Kemp and his kids, right? The former Seattle Supersonic player.
Oh, it's a 30 for 30?
Yeah, is that what it is?
No, it's not. You're saying it's a documentary?
Well, he has like 15 kids, and I think he doesn't talk to the seventh one or something. Is that the truth?
Maybe.
So wait, you're saying it's a movie about his seventh kid?
I think it's an ESPN 30 for 30.
Yeah, it's like illegitimate kid or something.
This is the fantasy. This is the fantasy one.
You're way off, buddy. This is a Jeff Bridges movie that's been on the bench for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Like, literally, I've heard about this movie 2 years ago. I saw pictures and trailers of this movie like a year and a half ago.
Well, that's not a good sign.
It's bad.
It's the worst sign ever for a movie, and it looks horrible. I feel so bad for Jeff Bridges because I think he made this right around True Grit time. That's how old the movie is.
Wow.
But he's also doing the new, whatever Super Bowl commercial thing he had, like the
Super Bowl commercial?
The sleeping sounds of Jeff Bridges.
I'd rather watch that Super Bowl commercial than this movie.
Maybe they're gonna. People should play his album while they're watching this movie so they can fall asleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie looks horrible.
Be careful, there's a beverage here.
Yeah. All right, Julianne Moore's in it.
Julianne Moore's in it.
Really campy.
I didn't know it was on the shelf for them. It does look campy. It looks like a sci-fi movie. You expect some sharks and tornadoes coming around there.
This is going to join the leagues of Dungeons & Dragons and all those other really bad movies that were trying to be like Lord of the Rings.
Right.
True. Just turned out to be horrible.
Oh, you mean like The Hobbit?
Shut up.
Sean Kemp.
All right. SpongeBob movie we talked about.
Yeah, SpongeBob, listen, the only reason why I think that's going to do well is because, number one, a lot of people grew up with it. I remember the movie in 2004. The first movie came out.
Yeah.
A lot of people went saw it. My friend dragged me. I never saw SpongeBob once in my life. Never watched the show. My friend, who liked a certain product to watch the show, brought me to go see the movie, and the movie was actually pretty funny.
It's very adult humor. It's good stuff.
And those people who grew up back in the day are going to go see this movie along with the kids are watching it out.
SpongeBob, my old high school buddy, Casey Alexander, was the lead story editor on SpongeBob.
No way.
The cartoon for about 8 years or so.
Really?
SpongeBob has some adult stuff in there as well, so I can
maybe
respect
some
it
stories about you.
Maybe.
Oh, man.
Maybe. I am in the background on Invader Zim, actually.
Oh.
No way.
Yep.
How?
My roommate was the character designer of the show.
No way.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing.
Hang out with CalArts grads. You get a lot of weird things and you're thrown out there. Explain the voices to me.
The Voices, this is a film that it's a smaller indie film. It's about Ryan Reynolds. It's basically his pets are talking to him and telling him to kill people. It's like the Summer of Sam.
It happened in real life.
But a comedy.
It's kind of like Tom at a party.
Yeah. It happened in real life to one of my friends.
One of your friends, Summer of Sam?
Heard the voices or killed somebody?
He had a little he had like a little mental problem, obviously. But he went and said, hey, this my animal is talking to me, and they threw him in the mental institution for like 15 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it turns out the crazy part about it was a parrot that was talking to him.
Really?
Yeah.
One of the a talking parrot?
Yeah, a talking parrot.
What did the parrot say?
But they thought he was nuts. Because he said the animals were talking to me, but he didn't specify whether it was a parrot or not.
Does the parrot get to the point of the story quicker?
He drove him crazy. He was telling him to do things, but that still doesn't mean he's crazy.
So wait, okay. So I guess you gotta, if you're gonna say my animal's talking to me, you gotta make sure you tell them what kind of animal it is.
Look, man.
Some animals can't talk. Parrots talk.
I've shared a glass of whiskey with a ferret. I know how it goes, man.
That's it. Like if you say like, hey, there's elephants over there talking to me, that's a problem. But if you're a parrot or a bird or even a orangutan, they talk every once in a while.
Orangutan with sign language.
Yeah, they do.
They do sign language.
Yeah. Move on to the next one. Jupiter Ascending.
Specify who animals you talk to, or you're going to wind up in a mental institution eating pencils and stuff.
Or a Disney movie.
Or checkers.
Jupiter Ascending. This is the big release of
Eddie
the
Redmayne.
Redmayne, the villain. I mean, you got some star power with Channing Tatum. You got Mila Kunis. It's a sci-fi movie from the guys. Yeah,
she's like the heroine in this, right?
She's like the princess.
Not heroine. Heroine.
Jupiter Jones.
And it's from the guy. And the reason there's a lot of hype about this movie, or there was, it's the guys that created The Matrix
the siblings.
Sorry, they redid the sci-fi genre with The Matrix. It was groundbreaking.
It looks campy and
they're
ridiculous.
coming back to action sci-fi with this movie.
Is this a follow? This is not a sequel. I'm not saying, but a follow-up to Cloud Atlas, right? It's their project. No, I don't mean like a sequel. Is this the next one after that they've done the first one?
Yes, this is his first film since. I mean, they did Speed Racer before that, which was a huge bomb.
Oh my god!
But this looks like more in their wheelhouse as far as action sci-fi, whereas there was some action. Cloud Atlas was more of a drama period piece kind of thing. This thing is like straight up sci-fi. There's a lizard guy in this movie with wings.
And Channing Tatum has his shirt off like 89% of the movie.
That's right. Channing Cha-Cha's in this.
With like
he's got the weird
ears.
He's
an elf, but
he looks like
supposed to be in a Hobbit. But
do you know the plot of this movie at all?
It's basically like a princess is thrown to Earth to be hid, and the Eddie Redmayne, who plays the villain, basically is like, go kill her, and then Channing Tatum goes there. Sean Bean is like the one that sends him, so he's gonna die at some point.
He'll die, yeah.
And
something about this movie.
It's a sci-fi action movie, and part of me wants to see it because the trailers do have some cool stuff in there.
Some cool visuals. And Eddie Redmayne probably communicated directly with Stephen Hawking in Theory of Everything to communicate that the princess was hiding on Earth. I'm assuming that was
Stephen Hawking wrote the script.
Yeah.
But there's a crazy part about this. The one Wachowski brother who's not the girl, like he's a guy now.
Yeah.
Still a guy. Yeah. So he was not really a part of this movie because he was helping Bruce Jenner convert to get to be a woman. So
he was helping
teaching
him out.
He was teaching him the importance of a tuck game and rib removal, and they had the.
Why is it rib removal? What does that do?
Sounds legit to me.
And they also have to catch up on RuPaul's Drag Race.
We congratulate Bruce on his gender reassignment and the journey that he's about to begin. Yeah. No judgment here. So. Wow. That's the movies, the big movies coming out. Do you want some predictions now? Let's do it.
Let's predict our top 5. This is kind of a hard weekend, I gotta admit.
We tied last week.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, recap last week if you want.
Both tied. I had 1 and 2 right with Paddington and American Sniper.
I bookended with Sniper and Boy Next Door, and Sarah doesn't win ever, so she had 1. Kent's gonna fill in for Sarah this week.
I'm probably gonna do just as good as Sarah.
All right, you want to start off and stuff?
Yep, I'm making my decisions right
sorry,
now.
Tom. Tom, I call him Tom.
Yes, please. Sorry,
Tom.
Sorry, Tom.
Take it away.
Yeah, I am gonna go with. I'm starting from 5.
Okay.
Paddington, number 5.
Wow, you think it's dropping from 2 to 5?
Yep, I still think it sticks around. SpongeBob's there, but Paddington has a totally different audience.
Okay.
Number 4 is going to be the Sean Kemp movie, Seventh Son.
We're very similar. Keep going.
Probably at like $8 million. That's not going to tank bad as Mordecai, but it's going to be pretty bad.
Okay.
Then we're going to go with Jupiter Ascending, the Bruce Jenner movie.
Number 3.
Number 2, we are going to go with, and I think it gets knocked off the pedestal. I think we're going to go with Sniper at number 2.
Really? You think it's going number 2? Wow.
Yep. I think it'll. I mean, I think it's going to stay pretty close to 30, maybe like 24, maybe 25. And I'm going to go with Ken's buddy's art designer, whatever his name is, Casey Alexander.
SpongeBob number 1.
SpongeBob number 1 at probably $28 to $30 million.
Wow.
Okay.
So
JT?
Man.
Here to recap: Paddington, Seventh Son, Jupiter, Sniper, and SpongeBob.
Okay.
That's tough. You made a good case for that SpongeBob. Now I'm thinking about it. All right, let's go.
If you've seen his arms, he's making a good case for that protein shake.
I make a good case for everything.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go 1 through 5. That's how I like to do it.
Okay.
Number 1, I'm going to stick with American Sniper. I understand why you could put SpongeBob number 2. I feel like SpongeBob is not as popular as it used to be. I think it is still very popular, and I still think it's going to open strong. But I think a lot of people who didn't see American Sniper this weekend because of Super Bowl are going to go next weekend. Even though it's already made a crap load of money, it's going to keep going.
Okay.
So I'm going to get American Sniper number 1. I'll put SpongeBob number 2 because I think Paddington's basically going to drop off, and that's just going to take its place.
Okay.
Everyone's going to see SpongeBob. So Sniper, SpongeBob. Number 3, I don't want to put Seventh Son there. I'm going to put Jupiter Ascending.
Okay.
I'm going to say Jupiter Ascending. It's going to be, honestly, 2 and 3 are going to be neck and neck. It all depends. Who the family comes out more, it's going to be SpongeBob. If it's more the teenagers, they might still be seeing Project Almanac, so I think that's going to hurt Jupiter Ascending a little bit.
Okay.
So number 3, Jupiter Ascending. Number 4, I'm going to go, this is tough. I'm going to go Paddington. Wow. I think because it has such great reviews, such great cinema score, and not all the parents are going to want to take their kids to see SpongeBob because Paddington is definitely more of a family film.
Okay.
So I think it's going to go from 2 to 4. And then number 5, I guess I'm going to put Seventh Son, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing tanked and went like number 8.
It's possible.
So do a quick recap. List it down.
American Sniper, SpongeBob, then I got Jupiter Ascending, then I got Paddington, then I got Seventh Son.
Okay.
That's not bad.
I'll round out the picks here. I'm going to go, again, I don't have as much knowledge as Tom does, Mr. Dagnino over there. And JT, you're riding the high on the NFL letting the Patriots win this weekend. So I'm going to go Paddington, family film still.
Number
people
5.
are going to go see that bear. Number 4, Seventh Son. I think it's going to have a little bit of bump because people see swords and dragons and magic.
I understand
and
that.
next weekend, the movie will be asked to leave all movie theaters.
Yes.
SpongeBob here in America going to do number 3, but Paddington might cut in a little bit. Jupiter Ascending, the Curiosity is going to bring some people. Eddie Redmayne's got some hot streak going. Channing Tatum and Mila Kunis. She draws a little bit for first look on the weekend.
Yeah.
And I think number 1, American Sniper, because my parents still haven't got out to see it, which shows me a lot of that generation is just waiting to get out to see the movie. Still, it's going to be close. Not a big money weekend, but I think that's what
the hardest decision that whole top 5 for me is that number 2, number 3.
Yeah,
it's SpongeBob or Jupiter. I honestly don't have a feel for either of them, and I'm only going with the families thing because of the Super Bowls this weekend. No one went out. I think the families are going to go out next weekend after the Super Bowl, but I could easily see Jupiter saying be number 2. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
It was very tough for me to get rid of.
We're running along, boys. So
let's wrap
how
it
you
up.
want to wrap this up? You guys tell me how you close your show.
All right, guys. Well, let's just say thank you very much for tuning in. Ken, thank you very much for filling for Sarah. You did a great job.
Hey, I'd be grateful to give up the seat to Sarah next weekend. It's her seat. I'm just filling in, but thanks for having me, boys.
Yeah, you can catch us on YouTube, on Popcorn Talk Network, on iTunes. Rate and review.
Do that.
Let us know how we're doing. I think we're doing pretty good here.
Twitter at Bob Finstock.
Yeah, on Twitter at Bob Finstock, even though it's Tom now.
I can't change it. I got just too much money about it.
I am at Schmoes JTE. Ken, where can I catch you?
Join me at Ken Napzok, and of course at Jedi Alliance SK. A live edition of Jedi Alliance starts here at 2 o'clock here on the YouTube channel. And don't forget to follow at the Popcorn Talk and at Schmoes Know, the main show, every Thursday live, 6 p.m. PST.
All right, guys, keep watching those numbers. And one more time, go Patriots, Super Bowl Patriots. We're going to repeat next year. I'm feeling it. Re-sign Revis. Patriots. Brady's the greatest of all time.
Cut that mass hole off.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Christian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.